Andy Lewis, I'm church president. Got a real quick statement about how we are standing and where we are. You know, obviously we're doing great with this school, but this has been a really special time, wouldn't you agree, that we've been doing? There's been some minor things going on. Like, you know, we had this pastoral vacancy you may have noticed. We remodeled a sanctuary, did a good job on this. This is looking really good, although most people can't come to it. We've expanded the school, as Melody has talked about, and this call process. And all this was what we expected to have going on this year. And then this minor thing like this COVID-19 stuff comes up, which kind of makes it things. So it has all sorts of limitations. And so what can we expect as a congregation to happen next? We've got continued blessings from God. God is doing wonderful, marvelous things here, even where we're at. That vision plan that we talked about last year and worked through, not knowing this COVID would come or anything like this, we are doing that. From the school, we've just finished this series of mission, vision, values of telling you what we've been planning on. And even in these adversity and trial times, we're there. Our mission, what we had planned as our vision was being biblically based, meaningful relationships, intentional outreach, and the CDC stuff there. And so basically we're doing that. We have this biblically based, we're doing this continuous study, worship, spiritual growth, things like most by Zoom, but we're still doing most of those there. We are building these Christ-centered relationships through those studies, through the Zoom, through the missional small groups that are coming up. We are taking intentional outreach activities from here with us, but calling, discussing, talking with people, and the school families Melanie talked about, and all these other upcoming events that like Susan is working on for the fall. CDC, we just heard a lot about that, how well that's going for there. So how do we do this? We do this by leaning on God's grace and his blessings. There's nothing else but that. God has given us these gifts, these time, talents, treasures, testimonies that we have. So what does giving generously mean? You know, what are we supposed to be doing with this? Well, you know, let me get my little notes because it's too small. We want to look and see what we can do to show that importance of God in my life and what times and talents and treasures we can do. And how do we do that? Well, prayer is the first big important thing that we all want to be keeping into. So praying this boldly to expand God's kingdom, to involve ourselves in the lay ministries, to get involved. It's harder to get involved now with this COVID thing. It takes a little more proactive. People are reaching out, reach back with them. Teach, mentor, and challenge. Everybody you know around here has some needs that can help others or be helped. Take that opportunity. And as in 1 Peter says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So, to God be the glory alone. We are always moving toward God's future for us as a congregation. He has amazingly blessed us to keep moving even in these times.